You're watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 3 of the TNT Guitar Addict series. I'll be your host tonight, Larry Patrick, alongside Adam Wood. Adam, how's it going tonight, man?
I'm doing fantastic. A lot of little computer bugs. iRacing doesn't want to do anything, then OBS and everything else. So I'll let Larry Patrick host it tonight, and it'll be a fun night. I love these ARCAs on these short tracks. I feel they're more built for it, and it's going to be a great action to see everybody compete here tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, you know, short track racing, we've got quite a few cars out there right now. We've got about 18 of them, so it'll be fun to watch these guys hit the track. And really, I mean, honestly, there's going to be a lot of cars on there, so they're going to take up a lot of this little track. So
fun fact, I'm looking at this. So you got Brandon Bernhardt has ran 120 laps. Carl Henderson's run 129. Gary Winters is at 90, and Josh Laston's at 110 laps now under this practice session. These guys are putting in some heck of a lot of laps here.
Yeah, and a couple of those guys are fighting for season-ending championship points, series, I should say. Obviously, that'll be the mixture of season 1, 2, and 3. So definitely putting in the laps, trying to get up there. I know Carl's chasing Josh for that series championship.
Yeah, these guys are putting in work every week, and I mean, you know, going back to how this is laid out for this final third season it's longer, and they have drop weeks now. So they have 5 drop weeks, but you don't get any provisional points. You miss that week, that's your drop week. You don't get any extra points for missing a race like the previous 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's definitely a different layout, format. So it'll be really interesting to see how this all plays off. The guys are getting ready to start taking the track here. We did catch a little bit of information that there is apparently a bug in iRacing. So, Adam, do you kind of want to explain exactly what that bug is and how it's going to affect tonight's race? Adam.
Apparently I locked the wrong lock. My wife couldn't get in the door. We got 2 locks here on the door here, and apparently I went through and I locked the top one. I walked in the door thinking I'm here alone as usual.
That's hilarious. So just real quick, I was throwing you a question there. So as I stated, there was an issue now with iRacing, apparently with a little bug that's been happening. Do you kind of want to explain to everybody what that bug is and how it's affecting this race?
Right now, what iRacing is doing is giving out phantom end-of-line penalty to just random people. Last night in the Sportsman Series, Joe and a few other people experienced it. They were running mid-pack after an accident, and another caution came out, and iRacing told 3 to 4 cars just to go on by them. Like Joe, I think John Gordon was penalized or phantom penalized. They didn't say they were penalized. It just said move back, let these cars pass with like 2 to go. And so, you know, it's not just a last night thing from my understanding. It's a iRacing bug right now going around.
Yeah, currently right now, Josh Laston, he is your pole setter. Just barely beating out Brandon Bernhardt, who's on his second lap. Both of them running a 19.05, though. So Brandon going to try to pick it up just a little bit here to see if he can overtake Josh.
You see that rear end slide out right
Ooh,
there? He
yeah.
was putting the power down there, trying to.
1912 on that one, so he's going to be second on the grid.
Well, at least both of his laps were contending for second place because he did just a little bit better on the second lap than Gary Winters there in third.
Yeah, Gary Winters sitting there at third with a 1917. Derek Schilling running with a 1925, and Carl Henderson in fifth with a 1925.
And some of these guys are out there just getting some extra laps around here. North Wilkesboro is a little bit different track. You don't want to run the bottom group. You don't want to run the outside group. So the middle group's kind of where it's at least that's where, like, I found in the Truck Series and the Cup Series here, is that you don't want to run the outside because there's too many bumps there going in turn one, but you don't want to be too low because you give up too much speed.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this track plays out, especially, like I said, we've got quite a few cars here right now. David DeParis, Josh Mays, John Gordon, these guys haven't taken to the track. I don't believe David DeParis and John Gordon did. They obviously had some issues. So Josh Mays has not taken to the track for a qualifying lap. So we've got about 18 cars to fit here on North Wilkesboro. It'd be fun to watch these guys go around.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did sports and race here. I think we had about 25, 30 people here. Some great short track racing. Know what's going to happen tonight. A lot of door-to-door banging action. So let's see. See, last week we had a green flag all the way from start to finish. I'm not 100% sure we're going to be able to get that tonight.
Yeah, I don't foresee that. Short track racing, right? I mean, tempers normally will flare. There's going to be a lot of bumping, banging, and everything like that. Looks like everybody has finished their qualifying, except for the ones that either had issues qualifying or are not qualifying. Kind of one of them strategies, right? Don't set yourself mid-pack. That's kind of a sketchy place. You kind of want to either be up front or in the rear.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because, I mean, it has unique braking zones, and there's really nothing on the side of the tracks that gives you that, like, identifier when you need to hit the brake. So it's kind of like a little bit different track overall for short tracks compared to other ones. Other ones kind of have unique little flags or little markers that you can kind of hit your marks every lap. This one really doesn't have it that much.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out right now. We've got about 10 seconds left here of qualifying, and this will tick away. And these guys will start gridding up. I would pop up the grid, but it will not allow me until qualifying is done. So qualifying is finished now, so we'll pull up the grid here. And your top qualifier, Josh Laston, followed behind very closely by Brandon Bernhardt in second row, Gary Winters and Derek Schilling third row, Carl Henderson and Randy Pepper in the fourth row, Nick Adams, Tom Stevens in the fifth row, Chris Oliver and Kevin Haas.
In the fifth row, we got Hitman Phil Manzo. 12th is Dave Wright. 13th is Mike Wazinski. 14th is Anthony Scarillo. 15th is Mikey Keller. Going to be 16th will be John Gordon. And 17th will be David DeParis. And if Joshua Mays hops out there, he'll be in last place, I believe, in 18th.
And those will be your qualifiers. So we'll get ready to... These guys start gridding up, and we'll get ready to go racing here. North Wilkesboro. How big is this track, Adam? Do you know offhand?
It's a 0.63 miles out there. It's a short track. They haven't raced in this in well over a decade or so, and I wish Nick was here. He'd give us all the fun facts about North Wilkesboro, about probably the very first race till the last race.
This guy's just gradually gridding up, as obviously they're not going to take even caution laps until everybody grids or the time on the grid runs up. Kind of one of the things when and correct me if I'm wrong, but when admins join in and they're not watching the race, it registers them as if they were going to race, so it does delay the time.
Yeah, so they use the full 5 minutes however long of gridding that the admin sets.
Yeah. So there you go. We have 90 laps here tonight. These will go quick, assuming that we get a lot of green flag racing, so it'll be interesting to see in this short little track. As we stated, this is Season 3, Round 3, as these guys are fighting for the overall series championship with your leader right now, Josh Last, and Carl Henderson in second, as he is fighting with Josh for that contention. Now, there are guys such as Brandon Bernhardt, Derek Schilling. These guys didn't start out in this series, so they're not in the fight, but they are in the Season 3 championship run.
Correct, yeah. These guys are out there to have some fun and get a little bit more competitive with the lower series guys. But most of these lower series guys, a lot of them got promoted up to run all 3 series now. So you got the Josh Laston, Carl Henderson, Nick Adams, Christopher Oliver. They all moved up to the Cup Series this year for the season.
Pace car will prepare to duck off here, and we will get some green flag racing going. Short track, we do expect a lot of beating and banging, but in all honesty, this series has surprised us more than anything. In races that we thought that you might see a lot of cautions, they went green the entire time.
Then the ones that you don't think there's going to be cautions, there's plenty of them.
Amazing how that works, huh?
Yeah. We thought New Smyrna for them was going to be a headache, but they were able to get through it. Maybe they'll get through tonight as the pace car pulls off. Josh Laston gets a heck of a jump right there over Brandon Bernhardt, but he's not going to be able to clear him going into 1. He's going to dive down low. Brandon's going to get to his outside with that momentum. That outside lane looks like it's going to work for Brandon Bernhardt. He is going to get by Josh Laston going into turn 3.
Yeah, and you see some fights going on there back just behind them. 2x2 with Derek Schilling, Gary Winters. You've got Randy Pepper there. Now you got the 30 Nick Adams on the outside of his teammate Carl Henderson, as that low line just seems to not be working very well.
Yeah, the low line here is not a passing line. The outside is the passing line. You get the momentum. Nick goes really high there in that corner, but it's the one that gives you the momentum. You're not able to really launch off the bottom because the tires just will not grip on that launch. So the outside gets a huge momentum, and we're able to clear the bottom after probably 1 or 2 attempts there, just like Nick Adams just did on his teammate Carl Henderson.
Yeah, it looks like for the most part everything's starting to settle down a little bit. They are jumping in line here, as a couple guys are running that midline. You see Randy Pepper, Nick Adams running about a midline, and we got a car spinning. That's Tom Stevens.
They stay green though.
And he just got into that grass there.
Gary Winters. That's a big accident. Gary Winters, Nick Adams, Kevin Haas, Anthony Scrillo, Carl Edwards, or not Carl, Carl Henderson. They're all involved. Somebody else just went into the wall.
Oh, yeah, that's hard hit. Carl Henderson. Let's take a look at that one more time. Try to just break
You got to
that
scroll
down.
up a little bit past the yellow flag.
No, we got it. He's right there. We've just watched it. We're going to watch it again. As they're coming down to this corner here, the 30, Nick Adams jumps to the inside, just taps the 66, goes down to the inside wall, 66 gets around, and you just see that it just starts building up after that. Some of these guys really getting on the brakes. Mikey Killer hard on the brakes. John Gordon hard on the brakes, able to avoid majority of it.
Yeah, that took out about half the field there. Good thing this series still has fast repairs. These guys didn't want to use it up here on the first handful of laps, but they do have it.
I believe they got 2. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe so. And I think they have 2. Sportsman's has 1, and I think Cup has 1 as well.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. No, like you said, that a super early wreck right there catches a lot of people. Nick Adams, Chris Oliver, Mike Wisniewski, Anthony Cirillo, Kevin Haas, looks like David DeParis. That right there, I mean, you're going to come in, you're going to grab that fast repair. Carl Henderson, another guy in there, and that's a fast repair gone early. And which, like you said, short track racing, you hate to see it, and you hate to see that many people that early.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that took about half the field. And, I mean, that's unlucky because Most of those people that got wrapped up in it was not their fault. So, I mean, they had to lose it. And maybe there will be something a little bit later that is their fault and they wouldn't need it, use it. And then, I don't know. Yeah, it just sucks for all these guys.
Now, I want to point out, we were kind of talking earlier, Randy Pepper there, he'd been having a little bit of issues with his equipment. And what did Josh say? It's going to be the best race for Randy. And right now, he's looking extremely strong in fourth spot.
Yeah, he got a great qualifying. He's up 2 spots. Started 6th, moves up to 4th. He's in the outside row, which is the preferred line. So maybe he'll be able to clear my teammate and his teammate, Derek Schilling, there in the 87 Gatorade.
And it looks like the pace car's lights are off really quick caution laps here, so that's nice to have. I mean, it's one of the things you look at like Daytona, Talladega. And those guys, it seems like they pace around that track forever. Pace car is off, and it will be on the leader, and there he takes off. Great jump by Brandon Bernhardt. He's going to be easily be able to clear Josh Laston as they head down into turn 1.
Yeah, he gets a great jump, and he's there. Ooh, Carl Henderson's going to the grass in the middle of turn 2 there. He's on the bottom of the apron.
Let's see if we can take a quick look, see what happened to Carl here.
I'll keep an eye on the track. Look up that.
He was going ahead and he just turned down there into the grass. Oh, they went green. He was just getting back on the track. So
right now everybody's kind of single file. We got Gary Winters is able to kind of make up some of the spots he's lost, but they're single file from start to finish. It looks like right now.
Yeah, Josh Laston all over the back of Brandon Bernhardt here early, putting a little pressure on him, but as you see, they're running that low line. Nobody really looking to get too aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, you got to protect the low line. You don't want nobody to jump lower than you, but you also don't want nobody jumping on the outside of you. So I think it's about your corner exit, the reason why the low line doesn't work whenever you're passing. But for this one, you want to enter middle line, drop down to the bottom, and then exit out from the middle up. Kind of get the best run there for yourself. And then you see these guys doing it, they're perfecting it really good.
Yeah, we're taking a look here. This is all the way back in 6th right now. Chris Oliver, as you see, there's no side-by-side racing going on throughout the field. He's looking strong here early for CCR as he's running 6th, up to 6th, up 3 spots. John Gordon, who we haven't talked about, he's up to 7th, up 10 spots.
Yeah, I mean, we got quite a few people who've made up quite a few spots. Anthony Scrillo's up 5 spots. David Paris is up 6 spots.
And there's Derek Schilling. He's putting on a fight.
I mean, he's got a surge. I mean, you sit there in 3rd. You got your teammate breathing on your neck right there. It looks like Randy, though, is kind of overshooting the corner there to start with just a little bit. As Derek Schilling moves to the outside of Josh Laston, trying to get the outside lane to work.
He's there side by side, but Josh going to be able to get a good run there. But Derek's hanging on right there. I mean, he's just at the tail end. Let's see if he can make this work coming out of the corner. And Josh just barely just able to. Yeah, absolutely. Josh just a little squirrely getting into turn 3 right there.
Yeah, Josh's advantage right now is he's able to come out of the corner and drift up to the wall and clear him. But then Derek was able to get the momentum on that middle to high line and run him down to get himself in position again on the outside. So, I mean, his points noted for what he's doing now for later in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the things, just maybe an early test, just to see how this track's handling and see what it'll do later. As Derek Schilling gets into the grass there, he's sideways, but he's able to save it. Great recovery, but he's going to lose 2 spots, drop back to 5th.
We got David Paris in the grass on the bottom. He stopped. He came to a complete stop in the middle of the turn there and went to the garage.
Very odd.
As we say this, Josh Laston was just all over the bumper of Brandon Bernhardt. I think Josh Laston does not want to see the Huskers logo anymore. He's tired of looking at it.
Yeah, he's definitely running a really strong race, and look who's coming into the picture there. That's Randy Pepper. As caution is out. Caution is out. Anthony Cirillo. Let's see if we can take a look. Just kind of blinks on me there. He's going to come back. There he is. And sideways. Kevin Haas going to just get into him. Tom Stevens. And then the 43, Dave Wright, smacks him. Is Anthony Schrillo blinking a lot there? It's hard to really see him. Mikey Keller looks like he's able to get around him pretty safely.
Yeah, he just Anthony Schrillo just is blinking out, and he was completely blinked out, and Mikey didn't see him, or David Wright didn't see him at all, and destroyed his car. That Dynaco car has seen some better days.
And you see right there, some of the guys playing a little tricks. Josh acted like he was going into the pits. The only person that may have fooled was his teammate, the 14 of Chris Oliver, who is now in the pits.
One thing we forgot to do is jump down and talk with the drivers and see what the actual fuel run is. See if they have to pit. Will they pit due to tires? What's the strategy for tonight?
That's a very good point. We did not ask that question. Let's see here. We can ask Josh.
Yeah, pull up Josh or a leader.
Hey Josh, it's Larry and Adam, man. You got a copy?
I do.
How's the race so far, buddy?
I'm not going to complain other than getting to start at the same time as everybody else on the inside, because it's not the line you want to be in on a restart.
Yeah, absolutely, man. What's that fuel run looking like out there?
We shouldn't need to fuel the entire race. It's telling me I have 220 laps right now.
So what about the tire situation then? Will tires be a factor later in the race?
If we get a yellow, go in. If not, if we were to go green the rest of this run, we would be fine.
Gotcha. What do you think about your compadre right there, Randy Pepper, sitting there running third, right behind you?
I mean, I tried to juke him into going into the pits there, but
we've seen that. The only person that worked on was your teammate Chris Oliver.
I think he's probably just looking for a little bit of a competitive edge, because I don't know where he is. He's been kind of silent all night tonight.
He's sitting running back in 12th right now after the pit stop.
He was in 6th.
Oh.
He was in 6th, and we didn't see him take tires or anything, so it looked like he just grabbed fuel. I could be wrong about that, but that's what it looked like.
We'll see. It's a long race.
Well, hey, man, pace cars, laps, or lights are off, man. We'll throw you back with your team. Good luck the rest of this race.
Sounds good. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, it looks like he probably... Let's see, Chris Oliver. No, he did tires.
Did he?
We got Nick Adams, who jumped in, just got fuel only, and on his pit stop was 6:53.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Didn't pay that much attention, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm blind. I could be blind. Hey, pace car is off. And we are back to green flag racing. It's once again Brandon Bernhardt with a great start. It's going to be able to clear the 18 of Josh Laston as they head down into turn 1. But there is a lot of fighting going on behind those guys. Randy Pepper, he's going to lose a spot to Gary Winters in the 66. And John Gordon, he's fighting up there. But here comes Derek Schillen back up.
Yeah, Derek Schillen's door-to-door with John Gordon right now, coming off of turn 4. And Derek Schillen is not trying to give up this position. John Gordon looks like he might have backed out just a little bit to let Derek go. And clears him there and coming out of turn 2. Derek set sight on his teammate as Randy Pepper is now setting sight on Gary Winters. He wants that third spot back.
And when these guys start running side by side, it really scrubs a lot of speed off of these cars, and you can see it by the way they get sucked up with the cars behind them, and they start losing these guys in front of them.
Yeah, I mean these guys. I mean they have to slow their pace of corner entry, corner exit, so to give room. I mean you can't. These isn't like the in life cars where you could make a little bit of contact and it won't really that upset the balance. Here you make a little slight contact or it's going to make these cars just do something unpredictable.
Yeah, absolutely. So taking a look here, the 14 and the 9, they were fighting a little bit there. The 14 just scrubs the wall. That's going to allow the 9 to just pull away from him as Chris Oliver having just a slight bit issue.
We got to pull Chris up. We got to figure out who is on his hood.
I have been curious about that.
We have to figure that one out. Next caution, we got John Gordon running really low line there. Let Hitman go by. He was almost at the infield wall there going into turn 1.
And he's losing a lot of spots. Quick drop 2 right there.
Yeah,
as the battle for the lead is heating up, you see Josh Laston starting to catch the number 70 of Brandon Bernhardt as he will try to put a little bit of pressure on him. I don't think Josh's going to make a crazy move too early, but you never know. You put a little pressure on the driver in front of you, and maybe they make a mistake themselves.
Ooh, Tom Stevens is around. He hit the inside wall right there going across the finish line. He just got a little bit of loose. I was looking back to see him and Carl Henderson's battle, and he just got loose on him.
Oh, it said Mike Wisniewski crashed, and it brought up that caution as we see him there. We'll watch it one more time. Coming out of turn 2, gets down into the grass, and then comes up and slams into the 43 of David Wright. And that will definitely put a lot of damage on the O2 car.
His tire popped off and popped back on my screen. I love this damage model.
I mean, it ain't never going to be perfect, right? As you see, the leader starting to pit.
Well, I think in my opinion, maybe Mike Wazinski, after hitting him, because he's got a Dynaco blue car right there, maybe he was trying to show his best ka-chow. Popping that front right tire out. Because that's what it looked like. It popped it out and popped it back in place. He did a ka-chow.
Well, as we see a bunch of guys coming into the pits here right now, Nick Adams and Mikey Keller both stay out. So right now, we see tires going on these cars. So they are going to grab tires now and try to see if they can get a little bit of a competitive edge.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe. Oh, there goes Nick. Nick maybe just want to lead the lap.
Get a championship point there.
Then that will put Mikey Keller as the leader of this race, and Brandon Bernhardt sitting at 2.
Mikey!
Second spot. Mikey with his John Deere green iRacing car.
that green and orange.
Carl Henderson's staying out so you can get that wave round.
Yeah, 4 laps down. Well, 3 laps showing right now. Nothing, it doesn't hurt to do that, and hopefully start grabbing these laps back and get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there goes Mikey Keller. Mikey Keller's going to dip off, going in there. Maybe he wanted to get himself a championship point, too. So he's going to dip in. Brandon Bernhardt will take over the lead. Josh Laston will be coming in second. Gary Winters is third. Kevin Hoff's fourth. And running out your top 5 is Randy Pepper.
Not a bad strategy there when you really think about it for these guys. I mean, stay out, get that championship point, jump back in, and then, see what happens right now. I believe you can fall back to, I think Dave Wright's the first car a lap down. So you'll drop back to 13th, just at a, 10th spot.
Yeah, I wonder if Mikey Keller just didn't feel comfortable being up there and decided just to pop in, or maybe he was just getting a leadership, just getting another point.
Hey, Miss Joyner, I'm glad you just referenced that. Who is in that picture? Who is in that picture? We're going to show you exactly what we're talking about. Who is that picture of, ma'am? I'm assuming that's him as a baby. Who else is in that picture?
Is that him and Carl?
Carl had hair before?
I mean, he got to at one point. I don't think he was bald at all of his life.
I don't know, man. He looks like he could have been. Now, mind you, too, I've heard that, Chris has a pretty bad hairline himself, so I'm not sure. But pace car is off, and we are back to green flag racing. Brandon Bernhardt gets a great jump once again. Easily able to clear the 18, but the 18's able to get down. So now he's got Gary Winters all over the back of him. Kevin Haas just behind him, and Randy Pepper just behind him.
Yeah, Randy Pepper's beating on the door of Kevin Haas right now in this restart. He's able to get to the outside of him right there. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything. He's looking high, gets a good run on the outside. His teammate's Derek's a little bit farther back. He's got about two or three car lengths, so he can kind of play around right now.
She said that is Cody Bug and Mama's Boy.
That is Josh Laston's going underneath Brandon Bernhardt right now for the lead. He's trying to make the use of all these fresh tires.
Yeah, absolutely. As right now they are side by side. It's interesting to see. It's been really hard to pass in that higher line, and we're seeing just how hard it is to pass here on that low line as well.
Both of these drivers giving each other plenty of room right now. Great racing, hard racing.
Oh, Josh gets loose.
Breaks loose right there. Able to recover, breaks easy, going in the corner. Now he's got to try to fend off Gary Winters in that 66.
Yeah, he's going to lose that spot as Gary Winters jumps in front of him heading into turn 3. As they come out of turn 4, now he's got a back full of Kevin Haas.
Randy almost went around right there. He had to catch it, and he run up the track. He lost a spot to Derek Schilling there.
Regained himself. He'll get back going. Looking strong here tonight for the Guitar Addict number 12.
Yeah, we're missing his team, not unofficial Guitar Addict teammate, Timothy St. Jean.
You know, we are missing Tim tonight. That is very sad. It's always nice having Tim out here.
Ooh, the CCR guys just hit each other. Nick Adams got in the back of Christopher Oliver and turned him.
Well, you see the 14 got loose, and he started sliding there, and Nick just finished him off. Bam. As we're back under caution here tonight, Miss Gutierrez out there throwing a lot of love to the 529 Anthony Cirillo, currently running 10th. With that being said, we will take a quick commercial break.
Hi, I'm Randy from the Guitar Addict. Can we be serious for a second? Are you tired of being a loser? Can't do anything right? Feel like everyone's coming down on you all the time? Well, there's a way out, and I'm going to show you. Hey Mom, look what I learned. That's right, pick up a guitar, learn how to play guitar. Automatically you're going to become a chick magnet. The ladies are going to love you. Your kids are going to think you're cool. So what you need to do is come down here to the Guitar Addict, 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue in Daytona Beach, Florida, or go to guitaraddict.com and buy yourself a guitar and automatically be the star of your neighborhood. That's guitaraddict.com.
And we're back here at North Wilkesboro Motor Speedway. Your leader right now, Brandon Bernhardt, followed by Gary Winters, Josh Laston, Kevin Haas, and Derek Schilling. We are 48 of 90 laps. Now 49 of 90 laps. Apparently iRacing is going to call me a liar. Complete.
Yeah, man. We're seeing a little bit uncharacteristic like we thought maybe we'll come in with a short track race and we'll have the mentality of these guys would be a little bit more on guard and not pull out so many incidents, but we got quite a few cautions. I think some people are out of fast repairs. Nick Adams does not look like he's used his fast repair, so he's still got some damage out there on his car.
Derek Schilling said that was a little scary. Derek, no texting and driving, or commenting and driving. That's your teammate, man.
Yeah. That's why I want to be on my team. He listens to the broadcast and hoping I say something that teach him how to drive or tell him what he's doing wrong that he needs to improve on.
Hey, Derek, you're falling back in spots, not moving up, so that's what you're doing wrong right now. Just kidding. Hey, the cars are lining up side by side. We are about to go back green flag racing as they come around turn 3, turn 4. Pace car should be off this lap.
Yeah, Derek, next time start on the outside. That helped.
Pace car is off, and another great jump there by the 70, Brandon Bernhardt. That's also going to allow the 18 of Josh Laston to get a great jump, and he's going to be able to get around the 66 of Gary Winters, as your second place driver will lose that spot.
Yeah, Gary Winters was flirting with the wall right there, come off of turn 2. He was trying to give it all she had to keep up the momentum, so hopefully Josh wouldn't get by him, but He was able to clear him, and he almost risked his car doing that.
Just behind these guys, you got Kevin Haas, and then you've got Derek Schilling and Randy Pepper. As you see the three just moving up just a little bit. He's getting pretty decent runs coming out of these corners in that midline.
Yeah, I mean, if you're out there running single file, I mean, if somebody's not right on your bumper, you're able to run your line. So running on the bottom and arcing it, I mean, you see Randy Pepper likes to drive it a little bit deeper, arc it up to the top, and diming it basically coming off on the bottom. So I think he does that more on 1 and 2, not in 3 and 4. But everybody's got their own line when you're running basically single file here.
As your top four, they are all over each other. I mean, they are tight there in that top four. Just about, I believe it is just about a second. Yeah, just about a second back to fourth spot.
Yeah, Nick Adams is still battling pretty hard, so the damage must not be that bad right there. Must just be all cosmetic, and I mean, you really don't need that pretty of a car to run short track racing.
And yellow flag is back out.
John Gordon went off track. Sean, maybe?
As he gets sideways, locks it down, gets into the grass, doesn't hit anything.
That's a big characteristic of this track right here. You're on that bottom groove, you lay down the power, and just comes around. You try to fight as much as possible, but when that thing starts going around, I mean, there's not much you can do. You can try to hook it, but then your chances of hooking it back into traffic goes up exponentially.
Yeah, absolutely. And that'll put us back under caution. Lap 57 of 90 here tonight at North Wilkesboro. Honestly, the races went rather quick here so far.
Yeah, I think the shorter caution laps are helping these guys reset and get back up there. So we'll see how the rest of the night goes. Right now we got Mike Wazinski in the pit road, grabbing for a fresh set of tires most likely. Let's see. Brandon Bernhardt, though, I mean, he's been out there all night long. I think Josh Laston tried to get by him. If it wasn't for a few people leading under caution, Brandon's would have almost led every single lap here tonight.
And the great thing about this is it just goes shows you don't have to be the fastest guy on the track. He's not laid down the fastest lap. Just been very consistent. I mean, Josh is right now laid the fastest lap down with a 19:14, and Derek Schilling just behind him there with a 19:17.
Yeah, I mean, what helped him get that lead was on the initial start, everybody goes at the same time. So him and Josh Lassen, the leader, jumped off at the same time. Whereas now when he comes around turn 4, it's Brandon Bernhardt's game. And more than likely, he's going to get the jump on Josh and clear him going into turn 1, so Josh cannot get to his outside. Because if Josh gets to his outside, I believe it's going to be game over, or it's going to be a hard run for Brandon to stay in front.
Well, and it's definitely, like you said, it's a game right now. And Josh is going to have to predict this. He's going to have to guess. And he's going to have to hope he guesses right.
Yeah, I mean, these restarts are all mind games. I mean, I was able to restart a couple times last night in first and trying to get that jump, and especially the guys behind me. At first, I was even killed with the guys around me with tires, but then another caution came out, and all my buffer between me and the people who had brand new fresh set of tires went away. And I had Justin Anderson, Blake Gordon, Greg Wellen, and somebody else knocking on my door as soon as the green flag dropped, and I held them off for about a lap and a half, 2 laps, but they finally were able to get by me.
Pace car is off. We're about to go back green flag racing. About 30 laps remaining here tonight at North Wilkesboro. We'll see if Josh can time when his race starts as pace car is off, and another massive jump by the 70. I mean, as soon as that pace car is leaving, he's been jumping really quick.
Well, the one before that, though, he was on the straightaway. His car was pointed straight. I mean, that's sometimes what you try to do as well, because you don't want to spin your tires while you're trying to jump on the middle of a corner. But he did a good job there to going straight out of the corner.
And
to get a huge lead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was finished. Derek Schilling, though. Oh, Nick Adams going sideways right there. He is around.
That'll bring the caution, and we see the 3 of Kevin Haas as well wrecking. We'll take a look at that here in just a second as we're looking at the 30. Dives down that corner, gets loose, comes around, gets into the grass.
Ooh, Randy Pepper got tagged.
Let's see here. Kevin Haas comes into the corner. Gets loose coming out. Just missed, but Randy Pepper catches the front end. Kevin Haas slides down the track. Gets back rolling. And
see, will Randy come in or will he chance it? Saying that's damage was minimal. That's it.
Yeah, the damage don't look too bad, and in these short tracks, you don't have to worry too much about aero.
Yeah, I'm looking at his front right now. This doesn't look too terrible. He's got a little bit of a dent right there. I'm trying to see if I can find a little bit better one.
Now, I tell you who's got a lot of damage that probably should come into the pits, grab one of those fast repairs. That's the 87 of Derek Schilling. I'd be afraid that car would overheat. Just kidding, Derek. Don't go into the pits on my call. I wanted to throw it out there. You know, he listens to the broadcast. I figured they'd be messed up if he actually did.
He's on a 30-second delay, so we have to see.
Derek, do not come into the pits. Derek, oh, I guess it's constantly a 30-second delay, right? Like,
yes.
And now if he comes into the pits, I'll probably feel kind of bad.
I think every race is a little bit different. It's between 15 seconds to 30 seconds from what we're seeing to what our viewers on Facebook.
Oh!
He did that one for show.
Yeah, absolutely. He put a comment, uh-oh. That's pretty funny. That was pretty good. That says Anthony crashed. Let's see. Oh, blinked. I believe it may have just been the blink there. Blink.
Blink.
Blink. Yeah, I'd say it's just the blink there. we'll go back.
All right, well.
Go ahead.
Looks like they're kind of pairing up right now as they go across the line. Looks like they're going to be one to go. Pace car lights are off. We have Brendan Barnhart leading them to the green once again. What type of mind games will he play on Josh Laston this time around?
Will be interesting to watch to see where he takes off at. We'll go to the chapter view here as they head into turn 3. Pace car will come off out of turn 4, and like I said, we'll see where the 70 jumps this time. I mean, he went pretty quick and holding, and then takes off. So again, Josh, though, he was really reserved there. Didn't look like he was overzealous, but Derek Schilling was able to get a good jump there. He's on the outside of the 66.
I think Josh just wants to ensure that he retains his second spot and doesn't lose it to anybody on the outside sitting in fourth spot.
Derek Schilling fighting hard around the 66 of Gary Winters. And as you stated earlier, this is another one of the times both guys giving each other plenty of room, which is always good to see.
Man, I peered back to Tom Stevens, John Gordon, Hitman, and looks like Christopher Oliver here. And Tom Stevens is all over Hitman trying to get by him.
The 14, he got a little bit loose there. Yeah, Tom Stevens down, up, almost takes to the nose of John Gordon now.
Yeah, and then here comes
you said run that low line.
Nick Adams showed himself on a low line, and Tom kept running him down.
He was able to force his way through there.
Yeah, he kept his car there. He said, "You're not going to block me. I'm going to come through." He's coming up behind his teammate now.
As finally Gary Winters was able to clear Derek Schilling there. Randy Pepper, as we see, he's still running fifth, very strong. Just behind them, we got Phil Manzo. As that right there, that's a nice little group when you got Phil Manzo, Chris Oliver, Nick Adams, Tom Stevens, and John Gordon, as well as coming.
Tom Stevens is around.
Got loose, and he's going to jump down. Let's see, will that bring out the caution? Nope.
As of now, no.
I believe he may have got moving. He is moving.
He's still moving, but he's barely moving.
He is moving. I believe he's staying right there in the grass. He is, so that's going to be helpful as we will stay green.
It was helpful because it didn't go yellow. Just afraid him constantly staying in the grass might call a yellow, but it didn't. And we're back up front. Josh Laston's all over Brandon Bernhardt right now.
17 laps to go. To be interested to see is Josh thinking this might be the time to start trying to challenge for this lead. As Randy Pepper was able to get around Derek Schilling.
There he goes, Josh. Josh is trying to drive underneath him, but Brandon's going to go ahead and give him the room here.
He's going to really drive through hard there, and Josh Laston, that high line with that drive, he's really going to have to drive in hard coming through one of these corners.
Yeah, even though with Josh hard charging right there, I think Brandon still led that last lap. I don't think Josh was able to clear him there to lead the lap.
Now Josh slides up. He might look to try to take that high line now.
I mean, that's what you're going to have to do here. But it's hard to get the run to be on the outside of him. That's the hard part. Brandon's going to have to make a bobble or a mistake for Josh to be able to actually get to the outside of him.
Yeah, it may almost be worth just kind of sitting there, putting a little bit of pressure with 13 to go and hope that the 70 makes just a small mistake, misses a breaking point, something.
I mean, that's all you hope for. I mean, we've seen it time and time again here on Ghost Fire Media. Like, people not make mistakes all the way to the end. And I'm going to blast Dan Shirley. He did a hell of a job at Coda. And that man, on the last lap, made one mistake. One small mistake and lost the lead and lost the race.
Now, how much right now is Josh thinking championship points? Season, or, just overall TNT Series championship points. And so does he push it here because he's got the 66 of Gary Winters all over the back of him?
I mean, he can think about that, but when you're sitting in second spot, that's not the first thing that's going through your mind right now as the laps are winding down. It's going for the win. If you're, I wouldn't say Carl Henderson because he's a lap down, but if Carl Henderson was in like 7th or 6th, that's when you're like, I'm not going to pressure anybody. I'm going for consistency. And but I think Josh's book, he's got to kind of push it hard and try to go for that win.
And they are coming up on lap traffic here. That'll be the 43. The 43 does move up, or excuse me, 34.
39.
34. Is it 39? Yeah, 39. You're right, 39. Sorry, Mikey Keller.
It's a weird font.
And he gets up there, gets out of the way. No issues with the leaders coming by. As Josh, once again, starting to put more pressure on the 70. Slides up there. Looking towards the outside. Now he's all over the back of him.
Yeah, he's trying to find every inch of it. And Gary Winters is
caution is out. Kevin Haas wrecked, and caution is out.
And he jumped straight in the pit, so he must have serious damage.
He comes to this corner here and just gets loose coming out of the corner, tags the inside wall, and then ends up completely sideways. And then, yeah, as you said, and maybe his jumping to the pits immediately was trying to avoid a caution.
It could be. And sometimes you forget, like you're so used to spinning out in caution underneath or spinning out in practice, you automatically hit the tow button. I've done it in a race one time. I immediately regretted it.
And guys back there, Derek Schilling playing games again, acting like he was coming towards the pits. This will allow Carl Henderson, though, to grab at least one lap back. Still be one lap down, but, grab that all you can get. Hope maybe one more caution comes up. But they only get one green-white checker here, so. But while we get a second, let's go ahead and hear from our sponsor.
The AOLL AOLL Racing League began racing in the early 90s with Papyrus's NASCAR Racing and has grown over the decades, now racing on the iRacing platform. The AOLL has 3 divisions: the TNT Series Developmental Division for our beginners and those getting back into racing, the Cup Series for our veterans and Class A licensed drivers, the Sportsman Division racing the Gander outdoor trucks with drivers from the TNT and Cup Series. You can catch all of the AOLL action here on Ghostfire Media.
And we're back.
All right, these guys are going to have a small shootout. We're coming up to 85 and a half laps complete. They're coming across the line in a second. There'll be 86. Will be about depends on if we're going to go green on the next lap. Could be about a 3-lap shootout. Nobody's going side by side here, so it looks like we might have a 3-lap shootout. So we got Randy Pepper sitting in 4th. He hasn't had the best season so far to start out here with TNT in this 3rd season. But this race, Josh Laston said it is going to be one of his best races of the season. He's sitting up in 4th. If he can pass Gary Winters on the start, he could be up to 3rd. And if something happens between Brandon and Josh by accident, some misfortune, Randy could win.
You know, if that happened, I think I would cry laughing.
I
think I would cry laughing.
I think everybody would ram Randy really hard to congratulate him.
Just give him the tip, right? As Randy would say, just giving him the tip.
I think Nick will get him a full brake caliper in. Tires deep.
Sounds horrible. Cars are back side by side. Pace car laps are off. We will go green with 2 to go. So we'll get the green, we'll get the white, and we'll get the checkered. Possibly. Well, no, I guess, yeah, still possibly. Pace cars are off. And Brandon Bernhardt with a massive jump. That's going to allow... Josh Laston actually got a pretty good jump there as he gets down. That's going to allow Randy Pepper to get to the outside of the 66 as they are fighting now for that 3rd spot.
Yeah, he got a heck of a jump, and he's staying door to door right now with Gary Winters. He's not trying to let him clear. Oh,
the 87 gets loose.
Around. We got the white flag, so no caution flag for that. We're going to race to the end. Randy Pepper's going to settle in for 4th. Josh Laston is nowhere near Brendan Bernhardt, so it looks like Brendan Bernhardt's going to sail out of turn 4 and win the race off of 4.
Brandon Bernhardt, your winner. Josh Laston's going to take 2nd. And old Randy Pepper, he is going to grab that 3rd spot.
He moved back to 4th, and then Nick Adams rounds out the top 5.
As we expect to see our winner here burn these tires down. I don't know how I feel about that burnout attempt there.
Somebody rearing them, or did he happen to do that underneath that massive fail?
I'm glad we got that on the broadcast.
Blake, you need to go talk to your teammate Blake and learn how to epically do a burnout. I think these are pretty good, but you're beginning it just not as much.
It looks like he's done. Let's pull in.
Trying to get that perfect pose. That's what he's trying to do. So when it gets done with this, he can go over there and give the perfect pose picture to post up on social media.
Driving backwards. Let's go ahead and pull our winner in, Brandon Bernhardt. Hey, Brandon, it's Larry and Adam in the booth, man. You got a copy?
How's it going? You guys got me?
Yeah, we do, man. Hey, congratulations on the win, man. Dominating performance, man. How's it feel tonight?
It feels pretty good. No, I thought Josh was going to get me there a couple times in the bottom.
Yeah, we've been up here. You've raced this track numerous times here in the AOLL Cup Series and the Sportsman Series. So this is the first time you dropped down to TNT to do it. So I know your mindset was like mine. Top lane is key whenever it comes to passing. You got to make sure you stay up there. Is that what you were trying to do? If he took a shot, it's going to be down low.
Yeah. I knew I could I know I was pretty quick on the top, and I could control the top pretty well. So I just made sure I didn't leave him too much room up there, and if he got underneath me, I was able to power around him.
I gotta know, man, what happened on that burnout there, that initial start, man? We seen you just railroad into the wall.
Yeah, so I don't win, so I don't know how to do burnouts.
Hey, how many? What's win number is this?
This is 3 for the points league.
So,
see, you're winning.
So you got it, man. You gotta go consult with your other teammate and get that part down now.
Yeah, I gotta go talk to Blake for some pointers.
Hey, man, congratulations on that win, man.
Thanks.
You did a dominating job, man. You led almost every single lap outside of barring a few cautions with some weird different pit cycles there for a few people. But, man, you did a hell of a job staying up front here at North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for putting the broadcast on again, and I'll make sure I go back and watch it.
Oh, I really hope you do. Our comments, I think, are pretty entertaining when you smack the wall.
Oh, I bet.
Have a good one, man. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Well, now, of course, got to pull in our second place driver, Mr. Josh Laston, who's always got probably the funniest picture possible. Hey, Josh, it's Larry Nat on the booth, man. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, you sound really dejected, man, but a great race there, man. Finishing second, man. How you feeling?
I'm fine. I just kind of wish the league had the choose cone for starting positions, because the second I got pole, I knew I was going to get passed in 1 and 2, because with the chaos that happens with restarts, you got to be a little bit slow, plus everyone's starting at the same time.
I think that's the problem.
Impossible to take it.
I think that's the one flaw that you had going for you, is the fact that you couldn't play mind games like Brandon was able to for us tonight now on that bottom line.
Well, and with how these cars are geared, even if I was only like a 1/10 of a second off of him, he was a full car length ahead.
Yeah, and that's the easiest thing whenever you can play the mind games of choosing when to start versus waiting for that green flags to be thrown out for the initial start.
And yeah, and the big thing is there were a few times that I'd see him miss his line a little bit, and then I'd try throwing it down low, but you had to get outside, and when he would miss his line, he would go up a line. So
yeah,
there wasn't anything I could do there.
Was there any opportunity that you saw that you missed throughout the night, or is it just, hard racing and you just can't pass on the low line?
You just cannot pass on the low line. I was setting up a few different passes, but basically when I made my attempt around lap 75 and it wasn't successful, it was time to back off and just defend second.
Yeah, I got you. And Larry's up here commenting. He's like, is he going for the win, or is he trying to ensure that he stays in second spot looking at the end goal of the season? What was your thoughts?
Oh, it's all about that end goal. It really is. And I look back to season 1, started off with podium finishes without a win for the first 6 races, maybe 7, and ended up with a massive lead. And I don't want to use any drop weeks when I don't have to. I've already got Daytona as one, hopefully, as a drop week. Next week it's my wife's birthday, so I'm not going to be here, and I'm really sad because I want to run Concord.
Maybe she'll understand.
Absolute blast. I'm not going to do that to her. She's been, until last year, which, I mean, you can't really do it. You couldn't really do anything last year. The previous 2 birthdays, she was traveling and gone, so we can actually, kind of do something for her birthday this year, so I'm not going to do that to her.
Hey, there you go, man. Hey, that was a wonderful race by you, man, and congratulations on that second. I'd say good luck to you next week, but we'll see you in 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah, that's the story.
Have a good one, buddy.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Gary Winters,
This comes from the man.
Huh?
This comes from a man that took his VR racing headset, or no, he didn't take his VR setup, but he took all the rest of his racing setup on vacation with him, so he can still try to race for that season win.
This is absolutely true. This is true. Hey, I would pull up our third place finisher, Gary Winters, who unfortunately is not in Discord. So we got to pull up Randy Pepper because Randy Pepper had probably one of his best finishes yet. So let's pull up our fourth place finisher. Hey, Randy, it's Larry and Adam in the booth, man. Got a copy?
Yeah, I do. What's happening, guys?
First off, man, great race by you, man. How's it feel grabbing fourth here tonight?
You know, it's a victory for me because you guys know how bad I run. So I will take it.
I mean, you qualified 6th. You did really well on doing that. I mean, you just kept your car where it needed to be all night. Only complaint I have is I think you drove a little bit too hard in the corners, which pushed you up a little bit higher, unless that was your plan.
Actually, that was my plan. I actually ran higher in that, ran faster in that middle groove than I did the lower groove. It seemed like coming off the turns on the lower groove, my car would get a little squirrely and I would lose some speed. So I was kind of trying to run that middle groove. Now, at the very end there, running with Gary, I did overdrive it, and I was just trying to stay away from him. I just wanted to finish in the top 5, no matter what. That was my plan, and it worked out, man. I was happy to, run 4th, but I was hoping I could get around Gary to try to get podium.
Now, I just want to point out, as I'm reading this, I read, Josh, this is going to be Randy's best week ever. Randy, I hate you, Josh.
Yeah, that was when because he said, I wasn't going to I told him, I'll probably wreck out and I won't be in there. I'll probably go to the booth. And he said, it'd probably be your worst week, or best week.
Best week ever.
Yeah. Finishing last, yeah.
I think he meant that you're going to have a great finish like he did here, man.
Nah. I know how everybody thinks about me. They're just like, Randy just runs in the back. But I didn't deal with the VR, so I was happy that I didn't have the VR and I actually finished decent.
Hey, but you remember last time we came here, you were doing fantastic until me and you got side by side. So I was not there tonight, and you finished the race flawlessly, except for you hitting Kevin Haas, but that was out of your control.
So what Adam's saying is he's the problem.
Yeah. I was the problem because I was running lower than him, and I helped his truck continue to go straight because he was going to go to the inside wall.
Yes, I was. Yeah, absolutely. So I was trying to do the same thing with Derek. I was trying to stay away from him. He let me by that one time because he didn't let me by, but we kind of had a mutual thing. I think I'm a little faster than he let me go by you, and I got by him. And then at the end, I was sorry to see that he lost his steering. So.
Oh, that's what happened?
Yeah, he lost his steering.
Oh, yeah, we saw him coming out of the corner. We just thought it was, the inevitable turn 2 occurs when you go around that corner. It just, rear end just comes around if you put the throttle down too much.
Now that you said his steering, just go, oh, crap, my steering's gone.
Very
well, at least he was able to take it off the track, or the car drove itself off the track because he didn't have any input, but was able to keep it down there out of everybody's way.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was fun, man. I'm happy I got 4th, and hopefully I'll get some more.
Yeah, man. Congratulations on the 4th place finish. Hopefully you can build some momentum off this and take it into next week.
I'm hoping, man. That's what I'm hoping. Where are we running next week? Everybody know?
Concord.
Okay, another little track. Good. I run better at the short tracks than I do the big tracks. The big tracks, I don't think I have any advantage over anybody because those you just go fast.
Hey, man,
but
congratulations.
I want to go fast.
Yeah, I just want to drive the track. So,
Look forward to next week, buddy.
All right, guys. Thanks for the interview, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on the podcast, the Ghostfire Media Podcast. So, folks, join us for that, 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Thanks for the plug, Randy. Later, man.
See you guys.
All right, well, let's go ahead. Let's put the results up as they went down on me. Sorry. As your winner, Brandon Bernhardt, followed by Josh Lassen in third, Gary Winters, fourth, Randy Pepper, fifth, Nick Adams, in sixth, Phil Manzo, in seventh, Chris Oliver, eighth, John Gordon, ninth, Mike Wisniewski, and in 10th, Derek Schilling. And I want to point out, I think that was Mike Wisniewski's best finish yet.
Yeah, I think he had that one issue earlier on the race and was able to recover from it and get back up there. So, showing some progress there.
Yeah, congratulations to him. You want to fish it out for us?
I don't have it pulled up anymore. I dropped it off.
All right. Well, in 11th, Carl Henderson. 12th, Dave Wright. 13th, Tom Stevens. 14th, Mikey Keller. In 15th, Kevin Haas. 16th, Anthony Schrillo. 17th, David DeParis. And that'll round out your 17 drivers.
It was a good race tonight. A few more cautions that anybody hoped for, but produced some good side-by-side racing. And look forward to next week, another short track racing at Concord.
Absolutely. And catch the guys tomorrow night, the podcast, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Sunday, the Cup guys are back. That'll be 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
And New Hampshire.
And New Hampshire. On Monday, we have the All-Star race for the Fuel Racing League. Check that one out. New one here. Very excited in racing we expect on that one. It's going to be a great time.
It's going to be fun because this is an all-star event, what we haven't seen in NASCAR for a while. They're going to go out there the pit stop competition, so we're going to be able to introduce basically every driver and get to see them. Hopefully, everybody filled out the things so we can see everybody's pretty smiley faces and get to see a good pit stop competition.
Absolutely, and then we got IVRL. We'll be back Tuesday night, and then
Tuesday. IVRL is off for the next 2 weeks, so we get a 2-week break from the IVRL. Randy and Nick are happy.
Well, see, I digress there. So, and it doesn't look like we're going to have anything for Wednesday nights at this point, as far as the trucks go. Unfortunately, further. I'll take the blame on that. I'm in school now, and I've got some certification I have to do professionally. So, pretty busy. And then we'll be back Concord on Thursday night. Adam, anything else?
That will do it for tonight. And we wish you guys luck for the weekend here. Come check us out tomorrow night for the podcast. And that's it for us here at Ghost Fire Media. We'll see you next time.